Hi friends, my name is Maruti and I'm the co-founder of Kraku. In this video, we'll be looking at the video solutions for CAT 2022 Slot 2 Quant. We'll be initially showing the question. Please pause the screen at that time, and after that, the video solution for the question will come. If you are having any doubts, try to solve this question on your own, any question. And if you are having still any doubts with any of these questions, feel free to comment below the video. Let us know why you think the solution is either incorrect or lengthy. And if you have a better way to answering that question, again feel free to comment below the video. I look at all the solutions, especially the elegant solutions or the nice solutions that students present, and I'll definitely try to respond back to each one of them. Kraku provides a lot of free materials for CAT. We are providing 3 free CAT mocks. All of them are in the latest pattern and have detailed video solutions. You have to just Google search Kraku free CAT mock to get access to the 3 free CAT mocks. They're taken by thousands of students from all across the country and they will benefit you quite a lot. You can immediately figure out how you're faring when you're taking a mock which is in the latest pattern of CAT. If you're looking for previous papers for CAT, we also provide all the previous papers of CAT with detailed text and video solutions in a PDF format. You can just Google search Kraku CAT previous papers to get access to the previous papers of CAT. Not just CAT, we provide previous papers for all the important MBA exams like XAT, SNAP, CMAT, IFT. We provide previous papers for all of them completely for free with detailed video solutions. We also have detailed formula PDF. So all the important formulas for CAT across the different topics, we have created a PDF which is downloaded and read by thousands of students. You have to just Google search Kraku CAT formula PDF to get access to that page where you can download all the PDFs. Where you can download all the PDFs completely for free and they will benefit you quite a lot. Thanks a lot. If you like this video, please do like it and please do share it with your friends. In this question, we are told that Pinto invests 1/5 of his capital at 6%. He invests 1/3 of the capital at 10%, and the remaining he invests at 1%. All of this is simple interest. To make calculations easy, because we are talking about 1/5 and 1/3 of the sum, let the total sum be equal to 30x. Because 30 is a multiple of 5 and 3, calculations will become easy. 1/5 of 30x is 6x. So 6x he invested at 6%. 1/3 is 10x, he invested at 10%. And the remaining, which is 30x minus 6x minus 10x, that is 14x, he invested at 1%. From the 6x, the simple interest that he earned is 6x into 6% into 1 divided by 100 in 1 year. So that is 0.36x. From the 10x at 10%, in 1 year he is going to make x. From the 14x at 1% in 1 year, he is going to make a simple interest of 0.14x. So in this arrangement, in 1 year he is going to make 0.36x plus x plus 0.14x, which is 1.5x. How much time will it take for him to accumulate an interest which is greater than or equal to his initial capital? If that time required is t, 1.5x into t will be greater than or equal to 30x, or t will be greater than or equal to 20 years. So the minimum amount of time is 20 years. In this question, we are told that the average of a non-decreasing sequence of n numbers a1, a2, dot 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 till an is 300. So this would imply that a1 plus a2 plus dot 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 plus an is equal to 300 capital. We are told that if a1 is replaced by 6a1, the average becomes 400. So 6a1 plus a2 plus dot 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 plus an is equal to 400n. We are required to calculate the number of possible values of a1. If you subtract the first equation from the second equation, we are going to get that 5a1 is equal to 100n, or the value of a1 is equal to 20n. And this sequence of n numbers is non-decreasing, so it is either increasing or constant. So we know that as the average is 300, a1 has to be definitely less than or equal to 300. This would imply that a1 has to be a multiple of 20. So the values that n can take are 1, 2, 3, dot 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 till 50. In the first case, the value of a1 is 20. In the second case, it is 40. Next case, it is 60, dot 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 till 300. But if you do a customary check, you will realize that it is not true for a1 is equal to 20 when n is equal to 1, because in that particular case, the first equation becomes equal to 20 is equal to 300. This is not true. But for every other number, it will be true because there will be more variables. You are not just stuck with a1 and n. For example, if you are looking at n is equal to 2, you have a1 plus a2 is equal to 600. a1 in this case is 40, so 40 plus a2 is equal to 600. You will figure out that a2 is equal to 560. And 6a1 plus a2 will be equal to 400 into 2, which is 800. This will be true when a2 is equal to 560 and a1 is equal to 40, because 6a1 will be 240 and the sum is 800. This is valid for all the remaining values, because in the remaining values you have additional variables. The values of the variables will change such that the equations hold. But in the first case, when n is equal to 1 and a1 is equal to 20, there are only two variables and the equation is not holding. So the correct answer is that n can vary from 2 to 15 and a1 will be 20 times n, so it can take a total of 14 values. In this question, we are required to calculate the number of integral solutions for the equation x square minus 10 to the power x square minus 3x minus 10 is equal to 1. If you are given the equation which is of the form a to the power b is equal to 1, there are three cases in this. Either a is equal to 1, because 1 to the power anything is equal to 1, or b is equal to 0, that is the exponent is equal to 0, but here we have to ensure that a is not equal to 0. And the third case is that a is equal to minus 1 and b is even, because minus 1 to the power any even number is equal to 1. Let us consider the possibilities for each of the three cases in this particular question. If a is equal to 1, then x square minus 10 is equal to 1, or x square is equal to 11. This is not possible because we are only looking for integral solutions, so we'll ignore this. Let us look at the second case where b is equal to 0, that is x square minus 3x minus 10 is equal to 0. X square minus 3x minus 10 can be simplified to equal x minus 5 into x plus 2. This is equal to 0. So the value of x is either equal to 5 or x is equal to minus 2. In both the cases, the value of a, that is x square minus 10, is not equal to 0. So both of them are valid solutions. Let us look at the third case. A is equal to minus 1. That is, we want x square minus 10 to be equal to minus 1. So x square is equal to 9. So either x is equal to 3 or x is equal to minus 3. What is the value of b? That is, the exponent should be an even number. Exponent is x square minus 3x minus 10, which is x minus 5 into x plus 2. When x is equal to 3, this will be 3 minus 5, which is minus 2 into 5, which is an even number. So it is valid. When x is equal to minus 3, this will be minus 3 minus 5, that is minus 8 into minus 1, which also is an even number. So this also is valid. So the number of integral values that x can take are equal to 4. In this question, we are told that Manu earns 4,000 rupees per month and his monthly expense for the first 9 months is 3,500. So monthly savings for the first 9 months is 4,000 minus 3,500, which is equal to 500. So the total savings for the first 9 months will be 500 into 9. Let us assume for the last 3 months he is saving s rupees every month. So in the last 3 months he would save 3s. So the total savings will be 500 into 9 plus 3s. He wants his average savings to be 550 per month. So in the year his total savings will be 550 into 12. 500 into 9 is 4,500 plus 3s is equal to 550 into 12, which is equal to 6,600. Or the value of 3s is equal to 2,100, or the value of s is equal to 700. So in the last 3 months he has to save at least 700 per month. His expenses in the last 3 months is 3,700 per month. So his earnings in the last 3 months should be 3,700 plus 700, which is equal to 4,400. So the answer for this case is option A. In this question, we are told that there is a triangle ABC such that altitudes AD and BA are drawn to the corresponding bases. So let us assume that this is the triangle ABC this is A, this is B, this is C. We have AD, which is drawn like this. This is one altitude, and we have BE, which is drawn like this. This is another altitude. This is AD, this is 90 degrees, and this is BE, this also is 90 degrees. What we are told is that angle BAC is 45 degrees. So this angle BAC over here is 45 degrees. As angle AEB is 45 degrees, this would imply that over here angle ABE is also equal to 45 degrees. Because if you are looking at triangle ABE, one of the angle is 90 degrees. That is known, that is an altitude. Another angle is 45 degrees. This is given to us. The sum of the three angles has to be equal to 180 degrees. So the third angle will be 180 minus 90 minus 45, which is equal to 45 degrees. So immediately we will figure out that triangle ABE is isosceles. It is a right angled isosceles triangle because two angles are the same, they are equal to 45 degrees. This would imply that BE is equal to AE. And if you are assuming that both of them are equal to x, if this is x and if this is x, we can calculate the length of AB. AB will be equal to x root 2. Now, we are also told that angle ABC, this big angle over here is theta. So, what is the value of sin theta? Sin theta is equal to opposite side, which is AD, divided by the hypotenuse, which is x root 2, which is AB. This is equal to AD divided by x root 2, or AD divided by x is equal to root 2 into sin theta. But what is x? X is basically equal to AE, which is equal to BE. So the ratio of AD divided by BE will be equal to root 2 sin theta. So the correct answer is option D.
We at Kraku provide all the previous year CAT papers along with many other MBA examinations such as IIFT, ZAT, SNAP, MAT, CMAT, TIS and PGDBA in the actual exam format. You can attempt them as a test and get a detailed analysis of your performance or download them as PDFs.
In this question, we are told that f of x is a quadratic polynomial in x such that f of x is greater than or equal to 0 for all real numbers x. So let us write f of x to be equal to a into x minus b whole square plus c. As f of x is greater than or equal to 0, a, which is the coefficient of x square, will be greater than 0. We are told that f of 2 is equal to 0. If f of 2 is equal to 0, 2 is a root of this quadratic equation and c will be equal to 0. So f of x is of the form a into x minus 2 whole square plus 0. And f of 4 is equal to 6. If f of 4 is equal to 6, we can substitute the value of x to be equal to 4. So 6 is equal to a into 2 into 2, 2 square, which is equal to 4a. Or the value of a is equal to 6 by 4, which is equal to 1.5. So the value of f of minus 2 will be equal to a into x minus 2 whole square, which is 1.5 into minus 4 whole square, which is equal to 1.5 into 16, which is equal to 24. So the answer for this question is option B. In this question, we are told that r and c are real numbers, and we are also told that r and minus r are roots of 5x cube plus 6cx square minus 10x plus 9. We are required to calculate the value of c. In a cubic equation which is of the form ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d is equal to 0, if the three roots are p, q and r, the sum of the roots, that is p plus q plus r, will be equal to minus b by a. The product of the roots taken two at a time, that is pq plus qr plus pr, is equal to c by a, and the product of the roots, that is p into q into r, is equal to minus d by a. If you are assuming that the three roots, because r and minus r are already two of the roots, if the third root is say small p, then the sum of the roots will be r plus minus r plus p. This is equal to p. And using this formula, the sum of the roots t is equal to minus c by 5. Or the third root is minus c by 5. Now the third root will also satisfy this given function that 5x cube plus cx square minus 10x plus 9 is equal to 0. This would imply that 5 into minus c cube by 125 plus c into c square by 25 minus 10 into minus c by 5 plus 9 is equal to 0. This is minus c cube by 25. This is c cube by 25. So let us cancel both of them and we are left with 2c plus 9 is equal to 0, or c is equal to minus 9 by 2. So the value of c is option A, which is minus 9 by 2. In this question we are told that there are two ships which meet in the middle of the ocean. One ship goes south, that is one ship is going this way, and the other ship goes west, that is it is going this way. After 2 hours, they are 60 kilometers apart. So this distance is given to be equal to 60. If the speed of one of the ships is x kilometers per hour more than the other one, so let us assume that the speed of the slower boat is x, the speed of the faster boat will be x plus 6. In 2 hours, the slower boat will travel 2x and the faster boat will travel 2x plus 12. So this will be say 2x and this is 2x plus 12. They form a right angle triangle. The length of the hypotenuse is 60. So using Pythagoras theorem, we can calculate the value of x. So 2x whole square, which is 4x square, plus 2x plus 12 whole square is equal to 60 square. We can divide the entire equation with 4. So x square plus x plus 6 whole square is equal to 30 square. Or x square plus 12x plus 36, this is x plus 6 whole square, plus an x square at the start, this is equal to 900. You can simplify this as x square plus 6x minus 432 is equal to 0, or this is x plus 24 into x minus 18 is equal to 0. So the value of x will be equal to 18 kilometers per hour. So the speed of the slower boat is 18 kilometers per hour, the speed of the faster boat is 24 kilometers per hour. So the correct answer is option C. In this question we are asked, suppose for all integers there are two functions f of x plus f of x minus 1 is equal to 0 and g of x is equal to x square, and we are also told that f of x square minus x is equal to 5. We are required to calculate the value of f of g of 5 plus g of f of 5. What is f of g of 5? Because g of x is x square, what we are required to calculate is f of 25, because g of 5 will be equal to 25. And g of f of 5, which is f of 5 whole square. So if we calculate f of 25 and f of 5, we will be able to answer this question. We are given that f of x square minus x is equal to 5. So let us assume the value of x to be equal to 0. So f of 0 square minus 0 is 0. So f of 0 is equal to 5. What is the value of f of 1? You can use f of 1 plus f of 0 is equal to 1. This is again from the equation that is given to us. We know f of 0 is equal to 5. So f of 1 will be equal to minus 4. What is f of 2? F of 2 again will be, because f of 2 plus f of 1 is equal to 1. F of 2 will therefore be equal to 5. Another way of looking at it is that f of x plus f of x minus 1 is equal to 1. This is true for all values of x. So if you substitute the value of f of 0, f of x to be equal to 1, f of 0 plus f of 1 is equal to 1, which is equal to f of 1 plus f of 2, which is equal to f of 2 plus f of 3, and so on. If you are looking at this equation, you will figure out that f of 0 is equal to f of 2 and will be equal to f of 4, and so on. If you are looking at this equation, you will figure out that f of 1 is equal to f of 3 is equal to f of 5, and so on. Now we know that f of 0 is equal to 5. So all of the even numbers, the value of f of x will be equal to 5. And we know that f of 1 is equal to minus 4. So the value of all the odd numbers, if x is an odd number, f of x is equal to minus 4. So f of 25 will be minus 4. and f of 5 is also equal to minus 4. So the required sum will be minus 4 plus 4 square, which is equal to minus 4 plus 16, which is equal to 12. So the answer for this question is 12. In this question, we are told that there is an exam in which there are 75 questions. Some of the questions are correct, some of the questions are wrong, and some of the questions are unattempted. If a person gets a question correct, he gets plus 3. If he gets a question wrong, he gets minus 1. And if he doesn't attempt the question, he gets plus 1. So the total marks that is scored will be 3C minus W plus U. This we are told is equal to 97. And because the total number of questions is equal to 75, C plus W plus U is equal to 75. If we are also given that the number of unattempted questions, that is U, is greater than the number of attempted questions. So U is greater than C plus W. We are asked to calculate the maximum number of correct answers, that is C max is equal to what? This is what we are required to calculate. When you are given two equations, if one of them has minus W and the other one has plus W, let us first add both of them so that we can eliminate one variable, which is W. If you are adding both of them, you are going to get that 4C plus 4C plus 2U is equal to 172, or 2C plus U is equal to 86. Now before we calculate the maximum possible value of C, in this case we have to minimize the value of U. If we can minimize the value of U, then we will maximize the value of C, because 2C plus U is a constant which is equal to 86. What is the minimum possible value of U? There is a condition that the number of unattempted questions is greater than the number of attempted questions, that is U is greater than C plus W. So here we will do a simple trick. To both sides of this inequality, we will add plus U. So 2U is greater than U plus C plus W. But what is the value of U plus C plus W? That is a constant which is equal to 75. So U is greater than 37.5. Because we are looking only for integers, the minimum value of U is equal to 38. So U minimum is 38, in which case C is maximized. That will be equal to 86 minus 38 divided by 2, which will be equal to 48 divided by 2, that is 24. And in this particular case, W also can be calculated. That will be 75 minus 38 minus 24, that is 7. This will be 13. So just to confirm, from the unattempted questions he is going to get plus 38. From the 24 correct questions he is going to get plus 72. And from the 13 wrong questions he is going to get minus 13. So his total score will be 97. Anyway, the answer for this question is 24. The maximum number of correct questions you can get is 24.
Google search Kraku free CAT mocks. Click on the first link. You can attempt 3 latest CAT mocks in the actual exam interface. After completing the test, you get detailed solutions, analysis, percentile along with your scorecard to gauge your all India performance. Click on the solution to get video solutions from our expert faculty.
In this question, we are told that there are regular polygons A and B, and the ratio of the number of sides of them is 1:2, and the ratio of their interior angles is 3:4. We are asked to calculate the number of sides B has. So let us assume that the number of sides of A is n and the number of sides in B is 2n. We know the sum of the interior angles of a n-sided polygon. This will be equal to n minus 2 into 180. So the sum of the interior angles of polygon B will be 2n minus 2 into 180. So each interior angle of A will be n minus 2 into 180 divided by n, and each interior angle of B will be 2n minus 2 into 180 divided by 2n. You can cancel n in the denominator. This will be 90. 180 divided by 90 is 2. So the required ratio is n minus 2 divided by, you can cancel 2 in the numerator, and 2n minus 2 divided by 2 is n minus 1. So the required ratio is n minus 2 divided by n minus 1. This is equal to 3 by 4. You can cross multiply. So 4n minus 8 is equal to 3n minus 3, or the value of n is equal to 5. So the number of sides of polygon B will be equal to 2n, which is 2 into 5, that is 10. In this question, we are told that there is an election in which 4 candidates contested and 80% of the registered voters casted their vote. Let the total number of registered voters be equal to 100x. So the number of votes that are cast is 80% of it, which is 80x. Out of this, one of the candidates got 30% of the votes. So the number of votes that this candidate got will be 30% of 80x, which is equal to 24x. So what happens to the remaining 80x minus 24x, which is equal to 56x? This is distributed amongst the remaining 3 candidates in the ratio 1:2:3. So the candidate who got this proportion 3, the number of votes that he has secured will be 3 divided by 1 plus 2 plus 3 into 56x. This is 3 by 6 into 56x, so this is 28x. This guy will be getting 2 by 6 into 56x, which is approximately 18 2 by 3x. And this guy will get 1 by 6 into 56x, which is equal to 28x by 3. So the candidate who won the election by getting the maximum number of votes got 28x, and the candidate who came second got 24x. The difference between both of them is 4x. This we are told is equal to 2512, or the value of x is 628. Therefore, the total number of registered voters, which is 100x, will be equal to 628 into 100, which is 62,800, which is option D. In this question, we are told that on day 1, there are 100 particles in an experiment. On day 2, we are told that out of every n article, they produce 1 article each. So over here on day 2, out of 100, we will have 100 by 2 new articles, which is equal to 50 new articles. So the total number of articles on day 3 will be 150. It has 100 articles from day 1 and 50 articles from day 2. And on day 3, every third article produces a new article. So the number of new articles will be 150 divided by 3, which is again equal to 50. So now the total number of articles will be 150 plus 50, which is 200. And on day 4, the number of new articles that are produced will be 200 divided by 4, which is again equal to 50. So as you can see, every day 50 new articles are coming. So the total number of articles by the end of the nth day will be 100 plus n minus 1 into 50. This will become equal to 1000 when the value of m minus 1 into 50 is equal to 900, or the value of m minus 1 is equal to 18, or the value of m is equal to 19. So the answer for this question is option A. In this question, we are asked to calculate the number of integers which are greater than 2000 that can be formed using the digits 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, such that each digit is used at most once. Let us first calculate the number of 4-digit numbers that can be formed using these digits which are greater than 2000. Then we will calculate the number of 5-digit numbers, and finally we will calculate the number of 6-digit numbers. If you have a 4-digit number, something like this number has to be greater than 2000. So the first digit can be either 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. So the first digit can be selected in 4 ways. Once the first digit is selected, the remaining 3 numbers can be any number, any digit. The only condition is that it should not be repeated. So the second digit can be selected in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ways. There are a total of 6 digits. One of the 4 digits which are greater than or equal to 2 will be used as the first digit. So the second digit can be any one of the remaining 5 digits. The third digit can be any one of the remaining 4 digits which is not equal to the first or the second digit. And the last one can be selected in 3 ways. So the number of 4-digit numbers which are greater than 2000 will be 4 into 5 into 4 into 3, which is 240. If you're looking at the number of 5-digit numbers, every 5-digit number which is formed using these digits will be greater than 2000 because the smallest 5-digit number is 10,000. So the first digit of this 5-digit number can be selected in 5 ways. It can be any number other than 0. It can be either 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. Once the first digit is selected, we have 5 digits remaining, and any one of those 5 digits can be the second digit. So 2 digits are used now. Any one of the remaining 4 will be the third digit. Any one of the remaining 3 will be the penultimate digit, and any one of the last 2 will be the last digit. So the number of 5-digit numbers which can be formed using 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is equal to 5 into 5 into 4, which is 100, into 3 into 2, which is 600. Any 5-digit number which is formed using these digits will be greater than 2000. Now if you're looking at 6-digit numbers, again every 6-digit number which is formed using these digits will be greater than 2000. And how many such 6-digit numbers can be formed? Again, the first digit can be selected in 5 ways. Any digit which is not equal to 0, that is 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. The second digit can be selected in 5 ways. The third digit can be selected in 4 ways. The fourth digit can be selected in 3 ways. This is in 2 ways and this is in 1 way. This is again equal to 600. So the total number of integers which are greater than 2000 that can be formed is 600 plus 600 plus 240, which is 1440. That is option A. In this question, we are told that there is a natural number n such that 15,000 factorial is divisible by n factorial factorial. 15,000 factorial is divisible by n factorial factorial. We are required to calculate the largest possible value of n. Now, if you are told that 15,000 factorial is divisible by a number a factorial, that is, we are just replacing n factorial with a. If 15,000 factorial is divisible by a factorial, it would imply necessarily that 15,000 is greater than or equal to a. In this particular case, because we are looking at n factorial factorial, we want n factorial to be strictly less than or equal to 15,000. What is the largest possible value of n for which this is true? When n is equal to 6, n factorial is equal to 720. When n is equal to 7, n factorial will be equal to 720 into 7, which is equal to 5040. When n is equal to 8, n factorial is equal to 5040 into 8, which is 40,320. This is greater than 15,000. So the maximum possible value of n is 7, which is option B. In this question, we are told that working alone, the times taken by Anu, Tanu and Manu, they are in the ratio of 5:8:10. So their efficiencies or the amount of work that they do in 1 hour will be in the inverse ratio of their times taken. That is, the efficiency or the amount of work that they do will be in the ratio 1/5:1/8:1/10. To remove the denominators, let us multiply the efficiencies with 40, which is the LCM of 5, 8 and 10. So if you are multiplying all of them with 40, the efficiency or the amount of work done by Anu, Tanu and Manu is in the ratio of 8, which is 40 by 5, is to 5, which is 40 by 8, is to 4, which is 40 by 10. This is the amount of work that they do in 1 hour. This is the ratio. So let us assume that Anu does 8 units in 1 hour. Tanu does 5 units in 1 hour. And Manu does 4 units in 1 hour. Now they accept a job which they can finish in 4 days if all of them work together 8 hours per day. That is, the total amount of hours that they work together will be 4 into 8, which is 32. And the amount of work that they do cumulatively in 1 hour will be 8 plus 5 plus 4, which is 17. So the total work that needs to be done is 32 into 17 is the total work that needs to be done, which is equal to 32 into 17 can be calculated. This is 320 plus 32 into 7 is 224. This is equal to 544. This is the total work that needs to be done, 544 units. Now initially we are told that only Anu and Tanu work. If Anu and Tanu are working, every hour they will be doing 8 plus 5, which is 13 units. And they work for 6 days. And every day they work for 6 hours and 40 minutes. 6 hours and 40 minutes is 6, 2 by 3. So the total work that these two women have finished will be 13 into 6 into 6, 2 by 3. 6, 2 by 3 is 20 by 3. This is 2. This is 13 into 40, which is 540. So the work remaining is equal to 24 units. And this work has to be done by Manu alone. Manu does 4 units per hour. So the time that she takes will be 24 divided by 4, which is 6 hours. This will be the answer. In this question, we are told that there are two containers which have the same volume. First one is half filled with the sugar syrup and the second one is half filled with milk. Let us assume that the volume of the first container, which is equal to the volume of the second container, is equal to 100x. Both of them are half filled. So first one has 50x, this is sugar syrup. The second one has 50x, this is milk. Half of the contents of the first container are transferred to the second container. What is half of the contents of the first container? That will be 25x. So 25x will be the sugar syrup in the second container and 50x will be the milk in the second container, and 25x remaining will be the sugar syrup of the first container. This is after the first transfer of half of the contents is done, and half of this mixture is transferred back to the first container. If half of this mixture is transferred back, half of the sugar syrup is transferred back and half of the milk is transferred back. So we'll have 25x, which is initially the sugar syrup in the first container, plus half of 25x comes back, so we have plus 12.5x, and we have half of 50x milk which comes back, so this will be 25x. So the sugar syrup in the first container will be 25x plus 12.5x, which is 37.5x. Milk in the first container will be 25x. In the second container, sugar syrup will be half of 25x, which will be 12.5x, and milk will be 25x. This is after this transfer is done. Next, again half of the contents of the first container are transferred back to the second container. Again half of milk is transferred, half of sugar syrup is transferred. So in the first container, the sugar syrup that will be remaining will be half of 37.5x, which is 18.75x, and milk that will be remaining is half of 25x, which is 12.5x. And the sugar syrup in the second container will be 12.5x, which was there originally before this transfer, plus it gets half of 37.5, so that is 18.75x. And milk, it has 25x initially and it gets half of 25x, which is 12.5x. So the total sugar syrup in the second container will be 12.5x plus 18.75x, which is 31.25x, and milk will be 25x plus 12.5x, which is 37.5x. This is the ratio of the sugar syrup to milk in the second container. You can cancel x on both sides. To remove decimals, let us multiply the numerator and denominator with 4. 31.25 into 4 is 125. 37.5 into 4 is 150. Now you can divide the numerator and denominator with 25. So the required ratio is 5:6. So the answer for this question is option D.
Google search Krakow CAT formulas PDF. Click on the first link. You will get a list of topics for CAT. Click on one of the topics. Download the PDF to get a list of formulas for the topic.
In this question, we are told that there is an arithmetic progression 3, 7, 11 and so on. So the first term of this arithmetic progression is 3 and the common difference between consecutive terms is 7 minus 3, which is equal to 4. We know that the sum of the first n terms of an arithmetic progression is given by n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. In this particular case, that will be equal to n by 2 into 2a is 6 plus n minus 1 into 4. This is equal to n by 2 into 4n plus 2. This is equal to n into 2n plus 1. That is the value of the sum of the first n terms. In this particular case, we are required to calculate the average of the first 25 sum of the terms. That is, let us first calculate the sum of the first n terms of this n into 2n plus 1. This is equal to 2 times sigma n square plus sigma n. What does sigma n square and sigma n mean? It is very simply the sum of the first n squares of natural numbers, and this will be the sum of the first n natural numbers. We know the formulas for both. The sum of the first n natural numbers, that is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus dot 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 till n, is equal to n into n plus 1 divided by 2. This is true for all natural numbers. Similarly, the sum of the first n squares of natural numbers, that is 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square plus dot 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 plus n square, is given by the formula n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 divided by 6. So the sum of this for the first n terms will be equal to 2 into sigma n square, which is this, which is n into n plus 1 into 2n plus 1 divided by 6, plus sigma of n, which is this one, which is n into n plus 1 divided by 2. This is the sum of the first 25 terms of this series. We'll have to divide it by 25 again. So if you're substituting that into 1 by 25, and if you're substituting the value of n to be equal to 25, it will simply become equal to 26 into 51 divided by 3 plus 26 divided by 2. This is equal to 26 into 17 plus 13. 26 into 17 is 442 plus 13 is equal to 455. So the answer for this question is option A. In this question, we are asked to calculate the number of distinct integer values of n, for which the inequality 4 minus log n to the base 2 divided by 3 minus log n to the base 4 is less than 0. Let us assume that the value of log of n to the base 4 is equal to p. What is log of n to the base 4? This is equal to log of n to the base 2 square, which is equal to half of log of n to the base 2. So then log of this will be equal to p. So log of n to the base 2 will be equal to 2p. So the inequality that is given to us is that 4 minus 2p divided by 3 minus p is less than 0, or 2 minus p divided by 3 minus p is less than 0. We can multiply the left hand side and right hand side with 3 minus p whole square just to remove the denominator, and we will be left with 2 minus p into 3 minus p is less than 0, or the value of p belongs to 2 and 3. But what is p? P is log of n to the base 4. So the value of n will belong to 4 to the power 2 and 4 to the power 3. 4 to the power 2 is 16, 4 to the power 3 is 64. It cannot equal either one of these two, because first of all we have a strict less than symbol, and if it is equal to 64, the denominator will be 0. So for multiple case reasons, it cannot equal either 16 or 64. So what are the values that n can take? It will be either 17 or 18 or 19 or dot 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 till 63. How many such values exist? That will be 63 minus 17 plus 1. 63 minus 17 plus 1 will be equal to 47. So the number of distinct integer values that n can take is equal to 47. In this question, we are told that a and b are non-negative real numbers such that a plus 2b is equal to 6. We are asked to calculate the average of the maximum and minimum possible values of a plus b. As a plus 2b is equal to 6, the value of a plus b is equal to 6 minus b. Now a plus b is maximized when b is minimized, and a plus b is minimized when b is maximized. Now what is the value of a plus b? What is the maximum value? This will happen when b is minimized, and b is minimized, it will equal 0. So a plus b maximum value is 6. Similarly, a plus b is minimized when b is maximized. And what is the maximum value of b? Because we know that a plus 2b is equal to 6. b is maximized when a is equal to 0. In that case, 2b will be equal to 6 or b will be equal to 3. So the maximum possible value of b is 3. And therefore, the minimum possible value of a plus b will be 6 minus 3, which is equal to 3. So the average of 6 and 3 will be 4.5. So the correct answer is option D. In this question, we are told that there are 5 students, including Amit, who appeared in an examination, and they scored marks between 0 and 50, both of them inclusive. We are told that exactly 3 of the students scored more than 32, and the average of the 5 students is 38. We are required to calculate the maximum possible marks of Amit, who scored the least, and the minimum possible marks of Amit, and we have to require to calculate the difference between these 2 marks. Let us first calculate the minimum possible score for Amit. What is the information that we know? The average of the 5 students is 38. So the total marks of the 5 students is 38 into 5, which is equal to 190. We have 32 over here. More than 32, we have only 3 people. Now we are trying to minimize the score for Amit in the first case. So we have to maximize the score of the remaining 4 people. Because the total is fixed, the total is 190. If you are trying to maximize the scores of the remaining 4 people, the first guy, the highest guy will score 50, which is the maximum allowed. Because the scores are distinct, the second highest will be 49. And the third highest will be 48. Now the fourth highest, because only 3 people scored more than 32, this guy will score exactly 32, the fourth highest, because there is also a condition that only 3 people scored more than 32. Now what is the maximum possible sum of these 4 scores? That will be 50 plus 49 plus 48 plus 32. 32 plus 48 is 80, 50 plus 49 is 99. So the sum of these 4 scores, the maximum possible sum is 179. So the minimum possible score for Amit is 190 minus 179, which is equal to 11. Now let us try to maximize Amit's score. Maximizing the score for Amit is actually much more easier, because the only condition that we have to keep in mind is that only 3 people scored more than 32. So if you are looking at the maximum possible score for Amit, this is the maximum possible score for Amit. This is maximized if the fourth highest score, that is this guy, scores 32 and Amit scores just 1 less, which is 31. Now the sum of their 2 scores is 63, which is 31 plus 32. So these remaining 3 guys have to score 127. And this can be done in multiple ways. One simple example is, because 127 is the average will be around 42.33. We can say that this guy scored 41, this guy scored 42, and the highest is 44. These 3 will sum up to 127. As you can imagine, there are multiple cases possible. This can be 40, this can be 45. We are just required to ensure that the top 3 guys, all of them score above 32, all of them score distinct numbers, and their sum has to equal 127, which is possible in multiple ways. In this particular case, the maximum possible value for Amit is 31. So the difference between the maximum possible and minimum possible score of Amit is 31 minus 11, which is equal to 20, which is option D. In this question, we are told that the length of each side of an equilateral triangle is 3 centimeters, and let D be a point on BC such that the area of triangle ADC is half the area of triangle ABD. We are required to calculate the length of AD. So let us first draw the triangle so that we have a sense of what is being given and what is being asked. So this is an equilateral triangle. This is ABC. Now we have a point D such that area of ADC is half that of ABD. So D is something like this. So using this information, we can calculate the length of BD. How can we do that? This is 3 centimeters, this is 3 centimeters, and the length of BC is 3 centimeters. Now if the area of ABD to the area of ADC, this ratio is equal to the length of BD by the length of DC. Because the height of both the triangles will be the same. The height of both the triangles will essentially be the length of the perpendicular from A to BC. Whatever is this length, if this is E, that will be the height. A will be the height of both the triangles, and therefore the ratio of the area is basically the ratio of their bases. If the ratio is basically equal to 2:1, ABD is twice the area of ADC. So DC will be 1 and BD will be 2 centimeters. We also know that this angle is 60 degrees because ABC is an equilateral triangle. So using the cosine rule, we can calculate the length of AD. What is the cosine rule? If you have a triangle, the lengths of the sides are A, B and C. And if the angle opposite the side C is C, capital C, then A square plus B square minus 2AB cos C is equal to B square. A square plus B square minus 2AB cos C is equal to B square. In this particular case, we know that one of the sides A is 3 centimeters, one of the side B is 2 centimeters, and the angle between them is 60 degrees. So that will mean that 9, which is 3 square, plus 4, which is 2 square, minus 2 times 3 into 2 into what is cos 60? Cos 60 is equal to half, will be the length of AD square. You can cancel both of this. This is 13 minus 6 is equal to AD square, or the length of AD is equal to square root of 7. So the correct answer is option C.